कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में इतना सा फर्क है, एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में ये अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है, वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी। ये एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानकुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और 7वें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा है। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं है, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा है। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
Thank you so much, Kanika, for playing the corporate video Franchise India. Good afternoon, everyone. We welcome all of you to our Business Opportunity over Chai webinar series. This is a digital representation of the business opportunity which we have got, that you digitally interact with our brand leadership team, understand their business model with the help of the PPT, and put your all the question and answers in question and answer box. This is our 497th edition for this particular webinar. It is our everyday aim to provide maximum business opportunities with you through our physical and digital show. And the business opportunity which we are bringing and representing today is GoFuel. It's India's first licensed fuel delivery service brand. And today we have invited Mr. Aditya, who will be talking about this initiative they have taken. You can start this particular business and become a partner with GoFuel with an investment of 15 lakh rupees. I also welcome our CEO, Mr. Prashant Bhandari, who will be leading this particular webinar. He'll be taking all your queries. So thank you so much, Prashant. Thanks, Aditya, for joining in today. Aditya, may I request you to start with the presentation?
Sure. Thank you, Archana. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Aditya.
Yeah. So good morning, everybody. First off, thank you so much for joining the session and for being interested in business opportunities. Even before saying who is GoFuel, or rather what we've accomplished and what we are and what we have for you, I'd like to tell you that for all, we are just like all of you who were joining all of these opportunities, seminars and webinars, trying to get into entrepreneurship just a few years ago. And we were also the same people who were trying to look at understanding how we can get into different industries and how we can create a legacy and become a business owner. And then we took that step into entrepreneurship, and it's been a fascinating journey from then on. I only wish and hope that each of you find your passion and each of you find the business that works best for you, and I hope you realize your dreams. So one such dream of ours is GoFuel. So who are we? We are first fuel enterprise startup, wherein we thought about in 2017 when we were talking about the rise of the convenience industry. We thought about the fact that everything that is successful today is around convenience. The likes of Swiggy, Zomato, Uber, Ola, Oyo, everything's around convenience. So we wanted to get into the convenience space, but we wanted to match it with a very good or a high demand product, and that's when GoFuel came into being, where we thought about getting convenience and fuel together. So essentially, what is GoFuel? We procure the licenses from the oil manufacturing companies. As you can see on the slide, we have the licenses from IOCL, Indian Oil, Hindustan Petroleum, and from Bharat Petroleum. So we can distribute their diesel. This is a grade B, category B fuel license. So we can distribute and resell diesel from these two manufacturing companies, which are obviously the most renowned and well accepted brands in the oil industry. And then, of course, we also need to get central government approvals, the PESO approvals for, which is the Petroleum and Safety Explosive Safety Organization. So we got all those approvals. And then we said we'll get into this business. And then the convenience came into being, where we said, hey, it's not just about getting all the the right licenses and partnerships, but it's also about bringing convenience to the customers, and that's where technology comes in. So we are a blend of transparency, authenticity, and technology for the customer's convenience is what we'd like to call ourselves. So there's one important goal of ours, or a vision of ours, is to be a professional organization, because during our research, we found out that in the fuel industry, there are a few players who are maybe delivering diesel, but they're not really transparent. It's not at all professional. It's very gray market. And that's where we thought that we need to bring transparency and professionalism to this industry with the help of technology and robust processes. And that's what we intend to do. And this professionalism is something that we stand by, even for our internal and external customers. When I say internal, partners like you, our own internal employees, our other vendors, and similarly with the external customers. So that's how seriously we take professionalism. And of course, we've got some big dreams or vision. We want to get across 1,000 trucks by 2025, and we want to expand across 700 districts. Right now, we're doing quite a bit in terms of, we started in last year, our company was incorporated. We actually started operation on the 12th of February 2021. And by now, I think we've already spanned across 8 districts in India, or 8 states rather in India, wherein we established our presence in our vehicles. We've signed up with a few interesting prospects. So I think it's going pretty well. And we're also very careful in choosing who we want to represent our brand in the market. We move to the next slide. That's simply how the process works. So you might understand. I'd like you to understand how it works. It's pretty simple, similar to a Swiggy or a Ola or a Flipkart, wherever the orders. The customer has a mobile app. We provide a mobile app ecosystem for the customers, and there is also a call center facility that some customers who are not, really equipped with ordering through a mobile app, they can still order through the call center. And yes, our call center team will then load that particular lead onto the mobile app ecosystem, so that the franchisee owner and the driver get the lead through the mobile app. That's how the dashboard works. And simultaneously, it also sends the lead to the, like I said, to the driver sitting inside the truck. That's the truck that you see, wherein you can see the tanker in the middle. The one which looks like a mobile is actually the dispensing unit, which has a flow meter and dispenses the fuel. And then, of course, there's the driver cabin. So once the driver receives the orders, then he goes and fills up. So the allocation of the filling station will be taken care by us. So he will fill that up. And once he fills that up, then he goes to the respective customer's location and delivers it, because the Google Map takes him there. And of course, the customer has an OTP, and only once the customer's OTP is entered onto the system, then will the fuel dispenser open up, and the fuel will come out of the nozzle. So that's as simple as it is in terms of how the process works. And you might have a question: who will buy diesel from us? Well, we can go to a petrol bank, but of course, if you understand the diesel market, we are about We are the third largest consumers of diesel in the globe, India, and are roughly around on an approximate 9,840 crore liters of diesel is sold every year in India. That's on an average about 840 liters, crore liters per month. So that's the kind of diesel that we consume on a daily basis, on a monthly basis in India. Now, where does this diesel go? It's not all the vehicles, it's not the passenger cars, it's not the vehicles on the road that you see. The majority of diesel, which is 80% of that 9,840 crores, is consumed by industries like manufacturing, construction, hospitality, retail, who have generators, who have machinery, who have agriculture, tractors, gensets. So these are the different sectors. So of course, during a later discussion, we can map out the possible industries in your area, and we can work out a targeted marketing plan. So, but yes, there is a huge demand for this diesel, and people are already buying it. So these industries, we already take it from local petrol bunks. There's no centralized system for it. Like for example, I'll give you a case study here. There's one of our clients called, I can name it Express Peace Logistics. It's a pan-India logistics organization which has more than, I think, 80 to 90 huge warehouses across the country in different states. Now they had an issue everywhere. Locally, they were because they need the diesel for their gensets, for their big logistic trucks. They were looking at tying up locally, or they were initially tied up locally with people, and everywhere the system was different, and controlling it was very haphazard because it was with different people. That's when they contacted us, and now we are their single source supplier across all their outlets. They have one ordering system, which is from the central office. Whichever location needs diesel, the order is placed from one authority, and it is easy to monitor, one point of contact, and accordingly the diesel is supplied based on the location where it is ordered at multiple locations simultaneously because of one network. So this is just a sample case study. Similarly, you have the likes of Flipkart, Amazon. All these are our clients, and the RMC, the ready mix concrete, which you can see who make these roads. Those are quite a few in the market, and they are also huge consumers of diesel. So I can just keep going on about it, but this is just a sample case to give you some confidence of who are going to buy diesel from us. And why not a petrol bunk? It is uncertain. You can't rely on the quality. You can't rely on the time, and anything can happen. You can definitely check a petrol bunk owner. They also face a lot of wastage when the fuel comes from the depot to their own tank. They can't track it out as to how it goes, but here we can track because there's a sensor, and that's why this technology. So moving to the next slide, I'll tell you how the technology plays a crucial role. If you look at it, there is a technology here. Here you can look at the technology, which is a mobile app ecosystem for the drivers and for the customers. So as far as the customers is concerned, well, of course, it predominantly talks about how they can order, they can track their vehicle, like you can track an Ola or a Swiggy, how they can, have a history of their transactions and so on and so forth. Everything that they need to do, and that they can think of about diesel, they can do it here. Similarly, for the drivers, it is about checking the orders, and processing it, finding the way, help desk for immediate attention. So there are quite a few things that the driver needs to do as a part of his roles, all of that. Now, there's another thing which is not shown here, which is the franchisee owner interface. So the mobile app will also have a franchisee owner interface, which will have, apart from these, it will also have a monitoring, tracking, and a business management functionality, which is loaded into that interface. So which means that you will be able to manage your business in terms of the number of orders per day, how many customers, how many deliveries, how mode of payment received, so on and so forth, and what is the commission received per day. So these are quite a few details that you can gather about your business. Similarly, you can track. There is a sensor placed inside the truck, inside the tank, and so you can always track. And there is something called as a go lock, wherein staying at wherever you are, if you have internet connectivity. You can just lock the vehicle, or you can lock the tank once the fuel is filled up, so there is not 1 liter of wastage going out. So there are many few technologies where you can be assured that there is going to be zero wastage, zero spillage, and zero pilferage, which means nobody can even steal it because it is so strongly protected. This is how we're using technology to bring both convenience and safety and assurance to the customers who order from us. Next slide, please. Yeah, so this is what it is. We will provide the vehicle and Bowser and the franchisee with all the fitments. We will also work on the business operations. We'll give you a mobile app subscription, branding from a central level, marketing support, 24/7 mobile app, and 12/6 call center support to the franchisee for 5 years. So this is our offering. So you will get all of this. We will help you in lead generation. We will devise online marketing plans. We will try to do a good launch in every location so that we get enough media visibility. This is for a 6 scale Bowser, which is a 6,000 liters will be your tank capacity. Yeah, it's easily doable. Like for example, again, another case study in a city like Chennai, we are doing somewhere close to, we've been here, like I said, the 12th of February, and without much, and for us, actually, frankly, the one in Chennai is only a proof of concept. We started that first because we wanted to check what would be the response to something like this in Chennai. And that's why we were not very aggressive in our sales as well. In spite of that, I think quite easily we do around 8,500 to 9,000 liters a day. And also, what's even more fascinating is in the last 2 to 3 months, we've actually said no to close to 1 crore plus rupees of orders in all the 3 months. It was 1 crore 20, 1 crore 10 lakhs, 1 crore 12 lakhs. So all these 3 months because of different reasons. So that's the kind of demand that is pouring in, and that's why we're looking at adding more franchisees in Chennai as well, because the demand is so much, and we already have so many orders and requests from customers that we need to cater. So that's how this is getting up. So it's an exciting prospect and an opportunity. Now, what is the investment? The investment is about 15 lakhs plus GST. It's a one-time fee. For all of you who, I don't know about you, but when I was younger, I used to have a dream, or rather, I used to look up to these petrol bunk owners, these people in fuel business, and it was pretty aspirational for me to get into that. But then now, when I look at it, then there was no such opportunity. You had to get in with a heavy investment of about 2.5, 3 crores. Only then you can even think about owning being in the fuel business. But now I think this is one opportunity for all those aspirants to be in the fuel business. 15 lakhs, man. 15 lakhs you get in. You have the license to sell. We will give you the license to sell diesel. And yes, we're not going to stop with diesel. There's going to be more and more opportunities coming up because we are going to be, as you could have seen our vision, we want to be the last mile energy solutions providers. Be it diesel, maybe tomorrow petrol. We're already into electric and maybe CNG. So any fuel needs of the customer, we are going to get into that space, and definitely you will be our first partners that we could reach out to you once you become a franchisee owner with us. So yes, you would have already read this slide as I was talking. So quickly, let me take you through it. So the operational expenses for the month is close to 50K, which is 40 and 10 for the technology. So this is actually, again, a big advantage for you. I'll tell you why 15 lakhs and 50K is advantageous for you. Number one, the truck and the Bowser, with the truck is the chassis, along with the Bowser is the 6,000 liter tank, and along with all the fitments. You can find out anywhere in the market. It ranges between 28 to 30 lakhs, depending upon the quality of the flow meter and dispensing unit and the truck. So it ranges between 28 to 30 lakhs. Sometimes it goes beyond to 32 lakhs as well if you want a better truck. So that's where it is. But we are asking you to invest 15 lakhs. The rest we will take care of it. GoFuel will put in because we want partners, and that's the true sense of partnership, where we will invest the remaining. We will only have to invest 15 lakhs into it. Secondly, as far as the operational expenses are concerned, even there we wanted to reduce the burden because normally if you look at it, typically a truck runs about 100 kilometers a day and it gives about 7 to 8 kilometers per liter. So you're talking somewhere close to about 40,000 rupees a month only for your fuel diesel expenses. And then of course the salary of your driver and your helper, that comes to around 35,000. And then there is a parking cost, and then there is some other miscellaneous cost. It's somewhere close to about 85,000 rupees to be your monthly operation expenses. So, and plus technology, that would be another 10,000. That's about 95,000. So here we said again, let's reduce the burden. So we are again talking about you paying only 50,000 as an operational expense per month, and the remaining will be taken care by us. You don't have to pay the entire amount of for fuel. So all you have to do is pay GoFuel this 50,000 fixed, and we will take care of your driver's salary. We will even take care of your vehicle repairs, the diesel required for running your vehicle. Everything will be taken care. Whenever you need it, all you have to do is just inform us or click a tab on your app, and then we'll get that done. Now the commission that you will get is about 1 rupee per liter of diesel sales. Well, here, in spite of, we are almost doing a 50-50, but if you look at the commission bifurcation, it's actually 75-25. If you look at it, because max, or rather, I think it is 70-30, it's not 75-25, because max we get from the outlets is about 150, so we're giving you 1 rupee and we're keeping 50 paise because of the partnership that we're getting into, and that's how transparent we'd like to be. And then, of course, there are commission incentives provided the performance is good. On top of this 1 rupee, we will be further adding some, additional commission for you guys based on, and we will talk about what are those incentive plans in greater detail. But yes, it will mean more earnings. So the 5-year CAGR, of course, is 83.9%. That's like a pretty good number considering the low investment. Obviously, you're looking at a pretty high return. As far as if you look at diesel delivery plus jerry can and lubricants, which I'm going to talk about in the next slides, it further increases to about 87.6%. And for a break even, which is only for diesel, it's about 14 and a half months, which is almost like, I don't know, I feel this is too good in terms of a break even period. We are okay with getting a break even. If you are serious business investors, you will know that people are likely to invest in a business which even breaks even in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years as well. But here we're talking about 14 and a half months, and the rest is profit in the next, which is around 3.5 years, is profit for you. So we are expecting that you will do a minimum of about 4,800 liters per day in the first year and 10% increase in the subsequent years. That's what the model is about, which with our leads and with our already existing customer requests that we've got from Pan India, I think plus your own network, I think it would be pretty easy to achieve that number. And obviously here, the more you do, the biggest advantage is, let's say for example, you do about 1 lakh liters a month, you still have to pay 50,000 rupees and you will get 1 lakh rupees. Let's say if you do 2 lakh liters a month, you still have to pay 50,000 rupees and you will get 1,50,000 rupees. That's the beauty of this business. The more volume you do, the costs are fixed, so the more net margin you get. Can you go to the next slide, please? Yeah, this is an additional opportunity, but of course, whenever there's a big order, you take the Bowser and go. But let's say you've got smaller orders coming. Let's say you have people, for example, there is a big market road in your city which has all these small shops or kirana shops or jewelry stores, small ones which have one single small generator outside, but they need diesel every day for their generators. So there you don't need to take your Bowser and go. Invest in these jerry cans. They're again technology enabled. They can open through OTP or they will open through biometric of the customer. So the customer is assured that the diesel is intact after being filled up. This will cost you around 4,000 rupees per jerry can for the smart jerry can. Of course, with a manual lock, it will cost you much lesser. So tomorrow, once you become a franchisee partner and if you want to invest, and for some reason you feel, no, I don't want any OTP or biometric, I want a regular jerry can, yes, we can give you a separate costing for it. But I feel the smart jerry can, just 4,000 bucks, I think it will definitely give you an edge over the others in gaining the customer trust. And in case you have a bike, because you would need a separate bike for just delivering this, obviously you don't want to take the huge truck. So if you already have a bike, any bike is okay. If you already have a bike, you don't need to invest in that. But if you don't, then you can probably buy a bike for this. Then there's a fitment, there's a carrier fitment. So again, we'll take care of that for about 10 grand. It would be lesser than that. As a approximate cost won't be more than 10 grand. And of course, the monthly OPEX additional will be your delivery boy's salary and the fuel expense for that particular vehicle. Here, the advantage is that there is already, a precedent in the market, and you can look at per can, which is one can is 20 liters. Per can, you can look at a delivery fee of about 1 rupee 50 paise on top of your 1 rupee. So net for every jerry can sale that you do per liter, you earn about 2 rupees 50 paise. That's a good additional commission that you can get. So here again, even for this little investment, the break even is about 20 months. But if you actually combine the both, because you're not going to take this in isolation, if you're going to take it along with the Bowser, it's going to be very, very beneficial for you, and your customer base is going to improve drastically, because you will get many, many small orders also, which will give you a good amount of traction on a daily basis. So this is an additional option. If you want, along with 15 lakhs, you can also buy these 10 jerry cans for 40,000 bucks and start your business. If you have a bike, if you already have a bike, all you need to do is spend another 40,000 plus 10,000 for the carrier for fitting it. So that's about 50,000 bucks. You get this additional customer base. Next. Yeah, this is basic common sense. We know that every engine or every diesel engine also needs lubricants. So it needs your lubricant oil, it needs your coolant oil, it needs your grease oil. So we are tied up with a couple of ISO certified organizations which actually supply, to the likes of Castrol and Speedol, and pretty much up there in the market. They will be providing us, if you can look at it, there's a list of lubricants. Diesel engine oil, coolant. DEF is a very, very AdBlue. DEF is something which is used for all the commercial trucks at very, very high quantities. Hydraulic oil, gear oil, grease, all these are like consumables not on a daily but on a weekly basis for generators, for heavy trucks, so you can sell these lubricants as well. And these lubricants you can even sell to cars, you can even sell to anybody, whoever you want to sell. So this is an additional line of business for all your existing customers. You can sell lubricants. Along with that, other customers who are not selling diesel, like the regular two-wheelers, four-wheelers, whoever needs it, we can give you a stock of lubricants depending upon your role. So that's an additional business opportunity that you get with us. And on the lubricants, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pretty good deal. Like you can see here, on an average, you get about 10 rupees per liter on a lubricant sale, and that's something which is pretty good. So if you are selling good numbers of lubricants, this itself will be a separate business vertical by itself. You can really focus on it and get a good market, because the prices that we're going to give are also going to be pretty competitive, which means that to facilitate an easy sale for you in the market. So these are the additional business here. The only investment will be probably an additional one-time stock investment, which will be rotational. So maybe you'll start with maybe a 2 lakh of stock, which will be rotated. So you buy 2 lakh stock, and once you sell it, so the same 2 lakhs keep rotating, and so that's probably the only investment that you'll be making in this, because you already have a bike to deliver the jerry cans, or you have a truck where you can take the 5 liter of stuff and put it in it and go deliver it. If it is a very, very big order, like normally some companies order in bulk, like 210 liters is a can or is a barrel, where many people order that size of the barrel. So for those kind of orders, you don't worry, we have a tie-up with the lubricant company. They will directly deliver when we have such bulk orders. So that cost of transport doesn't come on. So that's pretty much what the opportunity is. So you have your diesel Bowser at half the cost. 2, you've got your jerry can for all the smaller orders, so you don't let go of those customers as well. 3, you've got the lubricant business, which even a petrol bunk has. Similarly, even you have. So you're not letting go of that revenue opportunity as well and increasing your revenue. So these are the 3 opportunities that you have. Now, what is the advantage of why GoFuel? Of course, you might see talk about it. So one is, of course, assurance on licenses and renewals. That is our responsibility. And our team, we've been in this business of building technologies for global organizations for the last 15 to 18 years. So we have a good amount of experience on user testing, on running technologies. And then, of course, we have the call center and the mobile app. And we will provide you the flexibility. Normally, what happens when you take such a program, you will have to go all the way to the depot to fill it up. Sometimes what happens is the depot is either very far, or sometimes it takes a lot of time to go in and get out, which as a result of which you might lose some very productive hours. So that will not be lost, because we will give you, we have a partnership with retail outlet owners across the country, and we will tie you up with one of those two as a filling station. We will take care of the training, recruitment of the manpower, so you don't have to get into that as well. And a steady online marketing plan, and the lead generation will be done by us. And not just that, we will also allocate you a territory business manager who will be conducting, meetings, who will be generating some leads for you, who will also conduct performance reviews so that both of you can discuss in terms of how to improve. And if any support is required from the core team, our territory manager will reach out to us, and we will do whatever is required. And of course, apart from the regular commission, you're going to start with 1 rupee based on your performance, and based on our growth, we are going to further increase this commission amount. And it's not just from diesel that you will be earning, it's also lubricants, it's also through jerry cans. So multiple revenue opportunities. These are a few things we thought we should share with you. And most importantly, it is our core belief of being a professional organization, which is transparency, trust, reliability, and credibility. These are 4 pillars that we and integrity. So these are some 5 pillars that we really rest on, and we will not compromise on any of these with our partners or with our clients. Next slide, please. Yeah, that's our team. Vinod is the founder and CEO. Vinod and Muthu and I, we along with the entire team, we closely founded this organization. Vinod is obviously, the one who started it all, and Vinod comes with about 30 odd years of managerial experience of leading global organizations at a country level. Similarly, Muthu comes with a good amount of technology experience. He's managed global technology hubs, creating a lot of technology solutions, including the likes of mobile apps, e-learning, augmented reality for global organizations. So that's where our technology strength comes from. And of course, I come with, again, business management and sales, marketing experience, managing at a country level for, again, global organizations. All of us came together. And if you can look at it, there's a very strong team where we have not left even a single department, because we believe in process, we believe in professionalism, and we believe in giving a good experience to both our internal and external customers. And though we are a startup, we are frugal in our approach, but we have not compromised in our manpower or in our team strength, because we know that even though we have to spend more on having the right team, but that is what will get us to the place where we want to be. So, next slide, please. Yeah, the activation process, it takes about 75 to 90 days. So the process goes like this. Once you're okay with this, if you feel you are very interested and you want to have a next level discussion, you can contact Franchisee India, and they will set up a tri-party call with me or my team, where we can have a one-on-one discussion, understand your queries, and talk about the way ahead. And once that is done, then you make your advance payments, your enrollment fee, and then an agreement will be sent to you, wherein you and your legal team can vet it out. And once both of us are in consensus, we can sign up the agreement. And from the date of signing of the agreement, it will take you about, this is again a very conservative number, but 75 days, we should be able to give you your vehicle. So that's pretty much how the process goes. And obviously, 15 days before the launch period, we will be doing a dry run or a user testing in your area, which is testing the technology, testing the routes, and vehicle technology aspect, and for you it will be more on the business aspect and monitoring aspect, and also the technology aspect as to how the process works. So that's how it is. Next slide, please. So these are our partners, like I mentioned, the likes of, you can see, I mentioned ExpressBees, that's the pan-India client. We have Swiggy, Zomato for all their cloud kitchens and their warehouses. Then, of course, Flipkart, Amazon, Forum Mall, RMC Concrete Plants. So these have been our customers across India who we've been working with. Next slide. The media has been kind to us. They followed us, the likes of Hindu, Autocard. You can find us. Recently, also, there's been a big splash in Hindu about GoFuel being the partner for Hindustan Petroleum for their electrification. So at 3,000 outlets of HPCL, we are launching our electric charging stations and electric solar panels. So that's a big splash, and there's been quite a lot of the media, roar around that. So yeah, so media has been following us closely and supporting us, which means that we will also ensure that you get some good media coverage when you make the launch in your respective local markets, so enough people know about it and start ordering. Next. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If you are, and I absolutely, I'm 100% sure that all of you are aspirational, and that's why you're taking out your time, at the peak, peak hours of the day to get into a meeting like this. So if you are, since you are aspirational, you want to create a legacy, and you wanted to get into the fuel business, if there were ever a dream like that, I think this is it. This is your opportunity for as less as 15 lakh rupees, and you can trust the credibility of a franchise media who's been in this business for 20 years. So if they are bringing a brand to you, then there's a lot of validation and the due diligence that goes through before they represent the brand. Plus, you have the credibility and of GoFuel, who with their partnerships with HPCL, I'm sure you would understand that even HPCL wouldn't partner with someone as new as us unless not to find something worthy enough of partnering. So I hope you find us worthy enough, and we aim to grow together as an organization and create a legacy to your respective families. Thank you. Any questions? Please shoot out. Any thoughts? I'd like to hear.
Aditya, thank you so much for the presentation, and I think the presentation was elaborate, and it was, I'm sure a lot of people have taken interest in it. However, I wanted to kind of ask a couple of questions before we take the questions from the investors. Friends, we have the Q&A box. So any questions that you have in your mind, I would request you to please write down those questions in the Q&A box, so that you can Aditya can answer it, and what better than getting the answers right from the horse mouth or from the founders from GoFuel. So Aditya, before we go ahead and take the questions from the investors, just wanted to understand a very interesting fact that you just told us is the EV or the charging stations that you're going to also be providing in near future. So how does this collaboration happen, or how does this happen in the GoFuel trucks? And will there be any other charges? Will there be any charges onto that? Aditya? Aditya, are you there? Friends, just hold on. I think we have a little...
No, I'm good. I'm there.
Okay.
So what I was saying was the diesel Bowser does not have any connection with the electric charger as such. It's just that we are one organization and the electric is a separate vertical.
Okay.
But yes, essentially what happens is HPCL, they'll give us the real estate of their fuel station.
All right.
And we can set up, and considering there'll be a lot of traffic at a fuel station, and a fuel station is set up after a lot of due diligence and after a lot of, what do I say? After a lot of business predictability on that particular region. So an outlet is not chosen just like that. So the location of that outlet is pretty important. So in such an important location where, we can set up our electric charging stations, so it is convenient for people to come and charge their vehicles. And yes, we are inviting franchisees for that, but that's a different opportunity. But I just wanted to, share that, that's the kind of space that we are heading into apart from diesel as well.
So obviously it talks about, in terms of the credibility that the GoFuel has, not just with the investors, but across the platform, the government, the HP petrol pumps and Indian Oils. And so congratulations, Aditya, on getting into that space.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks. So one question which has come from Mr. Ramya, he says, who are the people who would place orders? And if you can also segregate in terms of commercials and private. And so generally, who are the people who will place orders for diesel?
I answered that during the presentation, but I will reiterate. It is essentially the industries and constructions and real estate and manufacturing, heavy transport. You see the JCB engines, the JCB's cranes, which need a lot of diesel. You have the big generators and industrial generators and industrial machinery. You have the RMC plant, which is the ready mix concrete plants, which, where the vehicle itself, keeps churning out the ready mix concrete for the roads and construction to be laid out. So all these are bulk diesel consumers, bulk diesel consumers. So they will be the ones who will be ordering diesel from you. And the likes of, like I said, Amazon, Flipkart, they have huge warehouses where it's supported by generators. So they would need diesel on a very daily basis. These are the guys who will be, and agriculture, they have their tractors. So they rely a lot on diesel, and normally these are areas where they are not easily accessible to a petrol bunk. So here is where we can get in and maybe even charge a delivery fee for delivering at interior locations. So there's a huge scope for diesel delivery in the market.
Just to add, Mr. Ramya, I think in the commercial space, you have a huge requirement coming in from hospitals, and especially the new, I would say, the societies or the new housing societies, wherein they need diesel for their generators. So schools, a lot of commercial places, schools, malls, we have a whole lot of use cases wherein people require diesel. So I would say that you have a lot of space and you have a lot of use cases where you can provide diesel. Thank you, Aditya. Another question is, kindly provide summary of option 1 or part 2. I was not able to understand that, Vivekji. Aditya, are you able to understand? Vivek has asked, kindly provide summary of option 1 or part 1.
Sorry, option 1 or part 1?
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay, I think he's talking about the jerry can, because option 1 was given as jerry can. Guys, jerry cans are essentially, you can't right now. Okay, I'll tell you the premise of why a jerry can comes into being and why it is important. Essentially, if you look at it traditionally, you would have seen people carrying diesel or petrol in plastic cans. So that is banned by the government. So now nobody can, you can't transport or you can't buy, diesel or transport in plastic cans. So that is why there is a PESO approved with a particular material approved jerry cans. So they are again, and everybody doesn't have a license to retail them. So we are one of the very few organizations in the country to have a license to retail jerry cans, number 1. What happens in a jerry can is, like, for example, anybody, like, I'll take the case of Prashant, what he just said. like a society. So let's say there is a small society which needs about 50 liters diesel every day for their generator, not a very big order. All right. So there, when they place a 50-liter order, you don't have to carry your whole big truck and go all the way there because of your mileage constraints and other constraints. All you can do is fill up 3 jerry cans and just go take it and deliver it and bring your jerry cans back. So for all those small orders, the jerry cans is extremely useful. And currently, BPCL petrol bunk owners are doing it, and they are already charging somewhere around 50 rupees per jerry can as a delivery fee, which is about 2 rupees 50 paise per liter. So we are looking at even being very competitive there and charging around 1 rupee 50 paise per liter, so that there even the convenience fee is less, but still you make around to 1 rupee 50 paise plus your existing 1 rupee, which is 2 rupees 50 paise you make on per liter of diesel. So that's a very good additional business opportunity for catering to a different segment of customers.
Thanks, Aditya. So another question which has come from Deepak Dubey. He's saying, what's the opportunity in semi-urban city of Madhya Pradesh?
Well, I'll be honest with you. It depends upon, again, frankly, it depends upon what is the market around. Like, I'll tell you, even from Franchisee India itself, we're talking to a gentleman from Yavatmal. So Yavatmal as an area, I don't even know how big it is. But then when I talk to the prospect, he talks about having a industrial area close by, wherein he says easily about 40,000, 50,000 liters of diesel per day is consumed. So he says, I'm going to get at least 8,000 to 10,000 liters of that is good enough for me. So Yavatmal, I think, is all of, if you know somewhere Maharashtra, I think the circumference of the district itself will be somewhere around 20, 25 kilometers, not more than that. But it depends. It depends on which semi-urban area are you from. And yeah, absolutely. Similarly, we've gone into places like Visakhapatnam. So Visakhapatnam, again, you can call it semi-urban, but there's a good amount of demand there. Because it's upcoming and there's a lot of development happening in the city. So there's a huge demand for diesel. So it depends upon what's happening in your city.
Great. Another question is, how many trucks can one franchisee take?
Well, you can take any number. My suggestion is, if you already have a good amount of orders, then you can start with 2. But if you really just want to explore the business, start with 1 is what I would recommend. Understand the business, build a profile or build a customer base, order base, so that then when you're not able to provide to that requirement with just 1 truck, then increase your truck. It's as simple as starting an outlet. Start with 1 outlet, understand the business, and then keep adding outlets.
How many states are these services available, or you're looking for expansion in India?
No, we're looking at pan-India. Obviously, our first target is to get to all the urban and semi-urban cities and then get into the rural space. But yes, like for example, a place like Yavatmal, then I'm also talking about a place like Srikakulam in Andhra Pradesh, where there have been good, because there's an industrial belt very close to that rural area. So, and we are also into Uttarakhand. So yes, depending on case to case, but our primary target in the first phase is to get to the urban and semi-urban cities, which is the metros and the cosmos.
So friend, they are available and they are looking for expansion across India, as I said. Another question which comes from Hari Ji, he's saying, what are the payment options available for customers? So I think
everything they can pay through everything, whatever regular payment options that you have, everything they can pay by card, pay by cash, pay by NEFT, Google Pay, Paytm, anything. All payment options are available. And for trusted customers, we also take check because there are some companies where the guy who takes the diesel is not the guy who pays for it. They keep these ready checks available from their managers or supervisors, and all they do is fill up the amount and give it to you. So for trusted customers or for reliable customers, we also take checks.
Sure. Another question I think is, I missed part of the presentation. Need clarity whether mobile fuel vans will be provided in 15 lakhs investment.
Yes.
And how many? So I think 15 lakh is one mobile van that.
Yes. Yes. You will be provided a tank, a mobile Bowser, or rather a truck, along with a 6,000 liter tank with a dispensing unit, along with the technology. So everything comes to you within the 15 lakh.
So marketing will be done by franchisee or franchisor. I think Nitinji, marketing will be done. Marketing has a dual role to play. So it will be done by GoFuel as well as by you. However, the sales part of it, you will have to drive the sales part of it in your own geography. Am I correct, Aditya?
Correct. It's a bit of both. Like, for example, we will do an online marketing drive for you in your respective region. And online marketing and a central level marketing, we will take care. But apart from that, if you want to do any local level marketing, like maybe sharing some pamphlets, by partnering with the local paid newspaper guy, or doing some other local marketing, yes, you can pass it through with us, and we'll see what we can do to support your local marketing initiative to an extent. But yes, it's very important for us, because remember, to everybody who asks this question, I tell them the same thing. A 1 liter diesel of sale is not just important to you, it is important to us also, because even we also earn from that. Remember, this is a partnership where even we are investing also. It's not just you investing. You invest 15 lakhs, we invest the remaining 15 lakhs in this partnership. So even we need to earn only by selling diesel. So we will do whatever it takes to ensure that you get more diesel sales orders, and you also need to do the same. So we will do our very aggressive marketing initiatives, and we will also give you our central contracts. Like, say, for example, because I took the case of Express Bees, I'll give you that example. Now, Express Bees is a company where they have in about, I think, 50 or 60 odd cities in the country, we are supplying to their warehouses. Now, let's assume that one of you has taken a franchisee in Hyderabad. Now, the business of the Hyderabad Expressways will automatically be given to that franchise. We will no longer be delivering it, and you will be earning that 1 rupee commission for that Express B business, which is ready-made, given to you as well. So that's how we will work it out.
Is there any hope in Kochi? Yes, there is always a hope, and there is a lot of space and business requirement in Kochi. So it's a question from Biju.
Is there a business opportunity in Kochi?
Yeah, that's what he meant by that.
Well, I think Cochin, there is no doubt about a business opportunity in Cochin. I think Cochin is a very high potential market. It is as high potential that even our strategic team has earmarked it as one of the high potential markets in the South region. So no questions asked. Kochi is a very high potential market.
So Vivek ji has asked one question in Rajkot. We don't have a problem in electricity, no usage of generators, both in industry and shops. How much business can we expect in Rajkot or Gujarat area where in Rajkot he's asking?
See, electricity backup is not your primary client. Electricity backup is your secondary or tertiary client base. Your primary client base is people who use diesel for their business. Like I told you, the RMC plant. The RMC plant, it is not, they do not take it for the generator. They take it for their machines to run. They need diesel for that. Your JCB, big construction equipment, they need, that goes like probably 1 kilometer per liter. That's the kind of consumption it gives. So they need diesel for that, not for electricity backup. So electricity backup is your secondary or tertiary client. It is not your primary client.
Sure. Is it available in Calcutta? Any franchisees? Our gentleman asks.
Guys, Calcutta, I will tell you, I mean, if you guys are from Calcutta, you will know it is one of the highest diesel markets is Calcutta. Like, for example, there are other places like maybe a Delhi or a few other places where CNG is taking up, or rather a few commercial vehicles and a few commercial establishments are switching to CNG. But Calcutta, it thrives on diesel. Majority of the industry's vehicles, they have not yet shifted to CNG. It is mostly diesel. So Calcutta is like a gold in terms of diesel market. And uh, once you bring in the convenience, like see, you guys, you remember like when Ola came in or when Swiggy came in. Before Swiggy, you were already calling the restaurants and making orders, and they were still delivering it. It's not that that concept was new, but here you have options. Here you have convenience. You don't even have to call, talk. You just order simple and then it comes. And how successful. Similar with Ola. It's all about convenience and transparency and reliability. That's what you will get. So people will come to you if you can give that. And plus you are telling them, मैं और भी convenience दूंगा आपको. Boss, you take lubricants also from me. For that also, you don't need to send people outside. I will deliver it at your location.
Sure, sure. I think another question which has come, let's take the last two questions. And friends, we will be in touch with you. Franchise India team will be calling you and giving you all the details that you need for GoFuel. And also, once we evaluate your interest level, we will have a tri-party with you and the GoFuel team. So let's take these last two questions, which is asked by Balaji. He says a breakup of monthly operational cost. I think if you want to
Yeah, I'll give you the breakup of monthly operational cost. I'll tell you again how we will look at it. Like I told you, your vehicle diesel, the amount of fuel required to run your particular vehicle, not for filling up the tank, but to run your vehicle, that will cost you around 35 to 40,000 per month. Because roughly, if you look at it, let's do a math, 8 kilometers or 7 to 8 kilometers per liter, and you're talking about 100 kilometers per day. So you're talking about somewhere close to 12 to 13 liters per day. That's somewhere close to 1,200 rupees per day will be your spend on diesel. So 1,200 into 30 days is around 36,000. So around 35,000 you take is only on your diesel spend. Then the second expenditure is for your driver salary and for your helper. There need to be 1 or 2 people. So driver and helper together will be another. Driver will come around 20,000 per month, and a helper will come around 12,000 to 15,000 per month. So that's about 35,000. So 35 and 35,000 is 70,000. Plus for technology, you need to pay for all the call center support, the mobile app support, dashboard maintenance. All of that you need to pay 10,000 rupees. That's 75,000 plus 10,000, 85,000 rupees. Plus there'll be a parking expense because you need to park your vehicle somewhere. That's on an average around 5,000 rupees per month. So net, it is about 90,000 rupees will be your operational expense for the month. But here again, we are saying don't pay 90,000, pay 50,000 to GoFuel and we'll take care of everything. You don't need to, even if you have to fill diesel in your truck to run, you don't have to pay for it. GoFuel will pay for it. Your driver salary, GoFuel will pay for it. The vehicle repair, maintenance, GoFuel will take care of. You just pay 50,000. You don't need to spend 90,000. I hope that answers your question.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you, Aditya. I think it was kind of fruitful. And let's take the last question. Is well, we have a lot of questions, but where do we get the diesel supplied from? And the answer would be obviously HP, Indian Oil, wherever
Yeah, depending on your. See, we also look at convenience, so that's a discussion. But all you need to know is that is our responsibility. We will allocate you a filling station which is closest to your business operational area. One, we have 2 options. Just to make it clear, we can either give you a depot, which is a HPCL depot or an IOCL or a BPCL depot. If that is close to you, that's where even the petrol bunk owners get the diesel from. So we can either allocate that to you, or we could give you a petrol bunk which is closest to you without any change in your margin. We can allocate that to you because it's more convenient to pick it up from a retail outlet or a diesel bunk, because one, it is close to you. Secondly, it does not take so much of time as at a depot, and 3, it will cost you lesser to travel to a nearby petrol bunk than to a depot. But it is our responsibility. You don't have to worry about it.
Is there any areas restricted for franchisee? I don't think so. Any areas are restricted. So
Areas are not restricted. No, you come up with it, and during our discussion, if we feel a particular area is not viable, we will take a call then. But as of now, we are open.
So, Nitinji, your question is, I came late. I have slide of 15 lakh investments. Will you please show earlier slides for a few seconds? Nitinji, what we will do is our key account manager from Franchisee India will be in touch with you, and he or she will be explaining the entire business model and also share the slides with you. So let's take these questions a little later. This one, Nitinji, somebody will be in touch with you. Call me, sir, further. I attend the meeting. Later, I don't get anything. Kindly call. Okay. So I have your number, Joyji. We will be in touch with you. We have your number. So let's take the last question. I think is Bangalore market saturated market in the business? I don't think so. I think Aditya has already explained Calcutta, Rajkot, Gujarat, and even Bangalore stands the same for in terms of
Let me just answer that question a
Okay.
little more with data. For whoever asked that question, lady or gentleman, Bangalore is a market which needs, only Bangalore city is a market, even if it has to cater to 25% of its diesel delivery requirement. I'm only talking about diesel, which is people who need diesel at their place and not people who come and fill up in the petrol stations. Even if we have to cater to 25% of the diesel delivery requirement, we need to install 28 trucks in Bangalore city alone. That's the requirement of Bangalore city. So it is not saturated. It is about finding your right customers. It is about giving them a good customer experience. The potential of Bangalore is huge. So is Chennai.
Thank you, Aditya. While we're getting a lot of questions, but I think a lot of questions are coming in. Can you send me the details and email ID? Vivekji, we will do that. Definitely, we'll send you on your email ID. We have your email ID 1908@gmail.com. Yes, we will send you all the details. We'll be in touch with you. One of our key account managers will be in touch with you. So thank you, Aditya. And anything that before we kind of say goodbye today in terms of the presentation, anything that you want to add for the last session?
That's it. If you have a dream of being a fuel entrepreneur, I think this is your best opportunity to get it at such an affordable investment. And one thing you can trust us on is that we will not let you down, and because letting you down is almost letting ourselves down, and we won't let that happen. And we are not just in India, we're going international, and wherever possible, we believe in integrity and loyalty, and we believe in growing together as a team. So, and all we do is ask you to become a part of the team, and then witness the magic. Thank you.
Thank you, Aditya. And thank you all the investors. Archana, over to you. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Aditya. Thank you so much, Prashant. Thanks all the dear participants for sharing your queries with us. We'll definitely be in touch with you. Our team will be in touch with you. We have planned as a special discovery day for you, where team will interact with you. Please book your slot with us at our business hotline number, which is 97176-83838. Also share your suggestion feedback with us at our different social handles. In case you want more expert advice from the management team of Franchise India, join Gaurav Sir and Sonia Ma'am at their LinkedIn platform. We have just shared the link. And tomorrow we are inviting you to join us for our retail as well as F&B vertical brand. It's My Day Shop. That's the brand we are bringing for you. They are looking out expansion in Mumbai and nearby states of Mumbai. They are offering franchise-owned, franchisee-operated, franchise-owned, company-operated model. So don't miss this chance. Do registration today with us, either at our business hotline number or go to Facebook page. Thank you once again for joining in today. Have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Archana. Thank you. Thank you.